everybody, welcome to the vlog. My besties Angela and Christina, Kelly and I booked a 3-day vacay to Oregon, and we kickstarted this trip by doing a full day guided coast tour. After about an hour-and-a-half car ride from our pickup spot in Portland, we arrived at our first stop, which was Ecola State Park, and we landed at this gorgeous viewing point. This trip was really special to me because we've been friends since high school. Like, we can officially say we hit the 10-year mark, and this was our first time traveling together, so it was really special. Guys, can we get a yip yip for this making it out of the group chat? Yip yip! Yip yip! After we were done taking in that beautiful view, we decided to hike up to another viewpoint that our tour guide pointed out, and it was so worth it. I mean, come on, like, look at that view. After we were done with that location, we moved on to the next, which was Cannon Beach, and let me tell you, like, this was the location I was most excited for this trip. Attitude? No, walk.
I'm about to dive in.
I was so excited for this location because growing up, I was the biggest Twilight fan, and this was one of the filming locations, so I like just about lost my mind. And I also was super excited because I've never been to the West Coast, and that was my first time seeing and touching the Pacific Ocean.
Yay! I'm gonna catch
After we left Cannon Beach, we headed into Ecola's like town center for some lunch and shopping. We decided to eat lunch at Ecola Seafood's restaurant and market, and it was really good. I ordered crab cakes with coleslaw and clam chowder, and it was so good. After we were done eating, we just walked around the town, popping in and out of different shops, when we stumbled across this candy store that specialized in taffy. And I've always wanted to, this is like a little niche, but like I've always wanted to get taffy from like a little seaside town, and they had so many different flavors to pick from, and they also showed it being made in the back, so I was super excited, and I got a bag, and I also got this little plushie for my little sister. After we were done shopping, we headed to the next location, which was Haystack Rock.
picture.
Okay, wait. And then both of you up, and I'll tell you when to stop. Up. Up. Yeah!
It's just a stupid boulder. It's not just a boulder, it's a rock.
And even though it was just a big rock, this was one of my favorite locations of the whole trip. Like, spiritually, I did not want to leave this spot. Like, I loved it so much. It was truly stunning, and I was obsessed with how the sand reflected off the sky. Like, if the water wasn't there, like, it's a true mirror reflection. It was so gorgeous. Huh? Oh my gosh!
Wait, hold on, let Angela see you. Hold it.
After we left Haystack Rock, we arrived at our final location of the day. I don't remember the name of this trail or hike, but it was such a beautiful scenic hike down to another beach location, and there were so many like little scenic gems. Like, there were mushrooms and even some of the psychedelic types. And Christina, I think, spotted syrup over here.
Syrup?
Syrup.
Syrup?
Syrup. I'm gonna punch you in the throat. But we continued to make the hike down until we finally arrived at the final beach location, and I loved it so much because it was giving like the true essence of Twilight. Like, is it not? But my favorite part of this location was this creek right here. The water was so cold and refreshing to the touch. Didn't drink it, but I just thought it was so beautiful. So after we were done with the excursion, we headed back to our Airbnb to get ready for dinner, but I just want to do a little house tour because I think where we stayed was amazing. So after you pass that little room with our friend Rocket the raccoon, you enter the living room, and I just think like the interior design of this house was so beautifully done. Like it's very chic with a quirky twist, and that's just so me, you know? So after you pass the dining room, you have the backyard, which sadly we didn't get to take much advantage of, but it was still beautiful, lots of space. And next we have the kitchen, which we did get to take much advantage of, and I just thought it was, again, really, really beautiful, like a stunning space. Next we have the upstairs area. So Angelin and Christina actually had their own room, and they shared that bathroom that we just passed there on the right. Kelly and I shared this room, and it was really nice because we had an ensuite bathroom, I think that's what you call it. And when you enter, we have a double vanity. Like, come on, like look at that. Hi me. And we have a soaking tub right there, and the bathroom was behind that door. And this shower, I miss it every day. So after we were all changed and ready, we walked over to Silk Road, which was a cute cocktail bar, for some drinks and light bites. Day 2, we were ready for our next adventure, but we had some errands to run. Kelly and Angelin went to go pick up our rental car, while Christina and I went to Trader Joe's to go pick up some ingredients for our dinner and lunch the next day. After we were all back and ready, we headed over to the Hoyt Arboretum to walk the Wildwood and Redwood Trail Loop. I really enjoyed this trail because it was relatively mild, and I loved the atmosphere that we were enveloped in. Like, we were surrounded by these stunningly large, tall trees that just reached so far up into the sky, and the air just felt extra crispy, and we caught it on a day it was drizzling, which just added to the overall ambiance. After we were done with the hike, we made the short drive over to Pittock Mansion. We didn't go inside the mansion, but instead we walked the grounds, and we headed over to the spot where I think you were supposed to be able to see Portland, but the fog had other ideas. But I actually thought the fog added a level of like beauty and mysteriousness to the mansion, so I liked it. After we were done there, we headed back to Portland and headed over to Powell's Bookstore, which was a spot I was seriously excited for as well. Powell's is so special because it's the world's largest independent bookstore, and it occupies a whole entire city block. But I'm not gonna lie, I was overwhelmed as hell while I was here. But once I found the literary fiction section, I was able to lock in and find some fire picks. And here is my haul. And shout out to Christina for buying one of the books for me for my birthday. Thanks, girlie! After that, I was beyond ready to eat, so we made the short walk over to Midtown Beer Garden to eat lunch at some of the infamous food carts, not to be mistaken with food trucks. I decided to get a smash burger and slushie from this cart called Iron Strike, and it was delish. We actually all got slushies from there, and the food was so good. After lunch, we made a pretty last-minute decision to head over to Tillamook Creamery, and I'm so happy we decided to commit. It was about an hour-and-a-half drive from Portland, which left us about an hour and a half to enjoy the spot, and we did it. Like, who knew at my big age that I would have so much fun at a damn cheese factory? But it was so nice because in the factory there was a section where it walked you through exactly the process of how the cheese was made, and I've just like, I don't know, I've never inquired about it, but it was so cool to see. And this clip is so funny to me because what was the sense of urgency? Was there a bomb strapped under that cow? But we continued to make our way through the creamery, and we all got ice cream. I got oranges and cream, and it was so delicious. But that was the end of our time in Tillamook. It was seriously a highlight of the trip. When we got home, we cooked dinner, and we really did our biggest one on this dinner. It was so fire. Like, we had steak, mashed potatoes, peppers and onions, broccoli with a side salad. We really ate that one up. We killed it. Day 3 was our final day in Oregon, but this was my favorite day of the trip. The Twilight in me was absolutely losing my mind that I was sitting here in Carver Cafe. Like, it was so truly awesome to see how Carver Cafe like honors the Twilight fans by, you know, having Bella's cobbler, all the pictures on the wall. They even had a sign-in book, guys. And some people left some truly iconic things in that book.
That's actually
So, you know, we had to leave our iconic message as well. And I don't know why, I'm just like, oh, does this make me emotional? If you've made it this far in the vlog and you're a Twilight fan, make sure you stay till the end because I have a little surprise for you. After we were done with breakfast, we headed over to Mount Hood to hike the Mirror Lake Trailhead Loop. And I am so happy I powered through and made it to this hike because my day 1 almost took me out the game, if you catch my drift. But you know, I wasn't gonna let that hold me down. This trail was absolutely stunning. Like, I have been telling everybody I can about this trail and how they absolutely need to do it. And as you could see, why they call it Mirror Lake Trail. Like, oh, look how freaking stunning that is.
Core strength.
I did it the hardest way possible.
Yeah.
Please don't eat shit.
Extra credit.
Yes.
After our hike, we headed over to Timberland Lodge to eat our lunch. We packed sandwiches, they were delish, and take in more stunning mountain views. I've never seen a snowy capped mountain and I was losing my mind. After lunch, we headed over to our last nature spot of the trip, which was Multnomah Falls.
Not from this angle, no.
Again, I was just in awe of the beautiful sight I was taking in. I walked up to the midpoint, the girls went a little bit further up, but I just stood here by this point and just let the mist of the water hit me, and I was just in heaven. I was living my best life. After Multnomah Falls, we headed home and got ready for our farewell dinner at Andina, and this food was so delicious. Like, these appetizers were some of the best I've ever had in my life. The scallop ceviche was life-changing, and they need to open up a location in New York, and I will kickstart the petition if I have to. But after that, we headed back home, and Kelly and I sped watched Breaking Dawn Part 2 because I personally felt like it would have been blasphemous to come all the way out here and not watch anything Twilight related. But that was the end to an amazing and beautiful trip that I will remember forever. And if Oregon wasn't on your radar, make sure it is for your next trip.
How you been, Loca?
The push, baby. It's the push.
The push, baby. It's the push. Yep, yep.
Bella, this is the skin of a killer.
Hang on, spider monkey.
Stupid.
The ocean, how it sways in the sun.
You nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness monster?